imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Dre Broadcasting Network and the Extreme Motorsports 99 welcomes you tonight as we start a new adventure here at Daytona International. We are coming to you live once again from Daytona International for the Daytona 85 and round 1 of the Season 2 Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can-Am Series. I'm your action distributor Sean Zulu. I am joined by my partner in crime and producer Dave Everly. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, Sean. I've been waiting all week for this. Can't wait to get back in the booth, showing these guys off here in the K&N Pro Series, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Can't wait to get this season kicked off.
Oh, you and me both, brother. You and me both. And we have some new drivers here this season. That's gonna make things extra interesting. Most likely even more interesting than last season was, just because every season just gets nothing but better with the Extreme Motorsports 99. It doesn't matter which series it is. It could be Pro Can-Am Series, Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and Cup Series. They just get nothing but better in terms of competition with every single season. And tonight, once again, Daytona International Speedway. Well, Dave, what are we dealing with tonight?
Well, taking a look at the weather here tonight. It's a cool night here in Daytona, 78 degree track temperature. Wind out of the north at 2 miles an hour and partly cloudy, so these guys are going to have plenty of traction here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. That's going to mean a lot more side by side, even 3 wide. It's a little bit more complicated to go 3 wide than it is double wide, and they are accompanied by a 50% fuel limit. That is 50%, which gives us at least a 3. It should be a 3 pit stop race tonight, so 3 pit stops with a maximum number of 24 to 25 laps on their tanks. Otherwise, they will end up running out. And looking here in the chat, we have some viewers already cheering on these drivers. 27 strong watching live on the Dre Broadcasting Network. Want to welcome everybody tonight for the Daytona 85 by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can-Am Series. Gonna give a couple shout outs here. If you are there, ladies and gentlemen, type in the chat. Do not be shy, do not be a stranger. We will give you a big shout out. Eric Tesk in the chat. Good to see you there, Eric. Brandon Slow, one of the drivers racing this season, who also raced last season, is back and in the chat. Colton Lane in the chat as well. Pat T now has 2 people to cheer for or root for. That's going to be Jay Pryor, uncle to Travis Pryor, and Travis Pryor himself. And Travis Pryor made some history last season. He won the last race of the season at Iowa Speedway. Going for the down this list here, let's see who else is in the chat. 57i Racing Maverick Motorsports is taking this thing home. Interestingly enough, the season champion from last season and this season's defending champion, Hunter McDaniel, was representing the Maverick Motorsports racing team, but unfortunately he will not be defending his title. He does have admin duties, so he's now been advanced, most likely to he was already racing the trucks last season, so he's gonna be going to trucks and Xfinity Series this season. So that's an advance, and congratulations to Hunter McDaniel once again. Going for the down this list, Drummer Boy 12. Good to see there, buddy. That's a new viewer right there. Don Kidder Jr. as well in the chat. Good to see there, Don. And Gone Fishing TV back for more racing here, for more action on the Dre Broadcasting Network, specifically with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can-Am Series. Good to see you guys, and we hope you guys are just as excited as we are to start another adventure with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Justin Cadenhead in the chat as well. He's rooting for the new driver. That's going to be Helmlinger. I'm going to try and look up this name. That's Garrett Helmlinger. I'm trying to find his number here. That's going to be... Oh, that's the 94 of Garrett Helmlinger, new driver. And Avery Cook, actually, in the chat, number 24. He's running on the 24. Let's see who that is. That's going to be Brandon Slaw. So Brandon Slaw as well has somebody in the chat rooting for him. Also, Kim John Trail. Good to see there, Kim. That Hemlinger guy is no, he's a good driver, man. We look forward to seeing exactly what he has in store for us here at Daytona International Speedway. And Dave, one thing about Daytona is that it can be anybody's race. It's all about the teamwork. It's all about the draft. So anything can happen. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And for all those existing viewers, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We are glad to have you all. Well, looks like qualifying is now finally over and gridding has now begun. So we will give the drivers a few seconds before we go down the starting order. Well, tonight's post-sitter for the first race of the season, 57 of Wiley Tierheimer, the 28 of Chris Voice, his teammate. These two are teammates with the Bandit Motorsports team. Timothy Hamlet starting third, new driver this season. 97 of Garrett Helmlinger starting fourth, being cheered on in the chat. Also, we have Derek Stalaker fifth. Andrew Singleton, new driver this season as well, 6th. 01 Leandro Castro, 7th, and he's a new driver as well. And I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anybody's last names. We'll try and get them right before too long. Jason Eisenhower starting 8th. John Mustian Jr. 9th. Damian Crump 10th. The 52 of Chris Gillum 11th. Gary Woobot 12th. Jay Pryor, new driver this season. Uncle to Travis Pryor starting 13th. Rick Mason 14th. 05 Tommy Amasi 15th. Travis Pryor 16th. Brandon Slaw 17th. Brian Wasserman 18th. Christopher Smith 19th. Caleb Daniels 20th. And that does round up the top 20. Thomas Jowers Jr. 21st, Dakota Craig, new driver as well, 22nd, Eli Green 23rd, Andrew Riley 24th, Mr. High Side himself from last season, 66 of Ralph Vanderforce 25th, David White 26th, Adam Eisenhower 27th, and last driver qualifying tonight, the 19 of Andy Starcher. And I'm not sure how many more drivers we have racing tonight, but further down this list we have Bryce Senesack, Vern Bradley, Hunter McDaniel, all going to be in the up in the stands as the admins keeping these drivers in check. Jeremy Rigney is racing tonight as well, gonna be 29th. Tyler Schaefer, Connor Gibson, and Timothy McBrayer. Well, going back up front here, rolling for the first time, being led by the two drivers with similar paint schemes. The car's junior paint scheme by 75 of Wally Tierheimer, the leader, starting on the inside. On the outside is his teammate, Chris Voiles, with the Hardy's paint scheme. Both drivers very, very well dressed and matching. Doing that race team very proud. And Wally Tierheimer is a new addition this season to the Pro Can-N Series and Extreme Motorsports 99.com for that matter. But Chris Voiles is coming from the Truck Series for last season to the Pro Can-N Series this season. I'm not sure if he's racing both series, but he is here tonight for the first race. Well, here this lineup, 49 of Timothy Hamlet starts behind Wally Tierheimer. On the outside, Garrett Hamlinger starting behind Chris Voiles, going green for the first time, this time by for 85 laps straight. That is 85 laps, 50% fuel limit. Pace car dips off, the green flag does fly. It catches everybody off guard. When he puts on the floor, he does catch him off guard. He's trying to get his teammate behind him as soon as possible, ASAP. And Chris Voiles in 28 will fall back in line here before too long. Nope, he still stays high, side by side, entering turn 1. We are green for round 1 here at Daytona for the Daytona 85 with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can-N Series. We are green.
Yeah, these guys double file. I'm sure we're going to see some 3 wide here tonight because it is Daytona. It is fast. It is quick. There's enough room for 3 wide, so we are going to see a lot of shifting and grinding here throughout the race.
Absolutely, it is all about the draft. And so far, 28 of Chris Voiles left out high and dry. He is going from front to back in a hurry. So far, hoping somebody gives him a helping bumper. I have to say, as we speak, 94 of Garrett Hamlinger does seem to be catching up to him. But up front, the 49 of Timothy Hamlet pulls out to the outside line to get the outside line going side by side with the race leader, 75 of Wally Tierheimer. But Timothy Hamlet has some help from 28 of Chris Voiles on the outside line.
Yeah, still single. We're double file way back. We got a few cars off the pace, but that's okay because if we see a wreck, they're going to get caught up. They're just kind of riding back there. But meanwhile, Wally Tierheimer leading here at Daytona. He's got the 47 of Derek Stoliker right there behind him. As you said, though, Timothy Hamlet on the outside as they are running here in double file session here as we complete lap 2 of 85.
Yep, and here the super speedways, the more bunched up the machines are, the more momentum, the more speed, the better the draft is. With that said, you can see at the moment the outside line is struggling. The outside line is a little bit spread out. The inside line basically is more bunched up. And that is making the outside line leader pay the price, Timothy Hamlet. But behind, for the back in this pack, Jason Eisenhower riding right behind the 49 of Garrett Hamlinger, the 7 of Gary Woodward as well here in this mix. We have the 18 Rick Mason, Chris Gillum, Tommy Amasi, Brandon Slow, Travis Pryor, Brian Wasserman, Christopher Smith, Caleb Daniels, and David White there from 9th place down to 20th place position. And for the back in the pack, the 19 Andy Starcher falling off the pace on purpose with the 59 of David White forming a pack of their own. You know, David's a good, very, very good strategy. It does work out because, you know, if anything happens up front, these guys back in the pack are going to have a lot of time to slow it down to avoid getting in trouble.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you got to be worried. If we go green flag, though, I mean, that could definitely set them up. Is we've seen multiple races where they go green flags, so it's a hit and miss with this type of situation.
Almost definitely. Looking in the chat there, Eric Tesk is asking about the fuel window. We have a 50% fuel limit with 85 laps. So then the pit window here from experience is about 22 to 25 laps. So we should see the pit win. Yeah, we should expect to see drivers pitting in between those fuel windows. But the question is, will they pit in as a pack? Will they try and break off from the rest of the packs? Because the greater the packs pitting in, the more risky it is. But going back up front here, so far we are still being led on the outside line by Timothy Hamlet. And Timothy is trying to lead some laps, but so far not getting enough help from the rear end. Chris Voiles not getting assistance, and there is a bubble effect in between Voiles and the 49 of Hamlet. But for the back in the pack, 67 of John Mustin Jr. so far having a Sunday drive, keeping a gap in between him and the driver in front of him. That's going to be the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton in the 8th place position.
Yeah, most definitely, Sean, but you gotta watch though. You can't drop too far back. You lose that draft, and as we see, you'll fall back in a hurry. But these guys are being patient here. They are just kind of riding, giving everybody some space here because they know they've still got a long race to go as 79 laps left.
Yeah, just from judging from last season, for example, let's take for example the 7 of Gary Woobot. Oh, we have a driver falling off the track. That's going to be pulling off the track, I should say. Trying to catch a number on that machine. That's a 23 of Connor Gibson. Connor Gibson being shown 31st gets overtaken by the rest of the pack. And at this point, he's trying to get back up to speed. Hopefully, he gets picked up. He has some machines approaching him. That's going to be 48 of Christopher Smith and the 10 of Caleb Daniels. A 2-car pack so far. They're pushing about 196 miles an hour maximum speed. Just the two of them. So if he's lucky enough, well, actually looks like he's someone backed up to him. That's going to be the 25 of Timothy McBrayer picking him up. So that speed will increase.
Yeah, going back up front though, if we watch his speed, these guys are hitting over 200 mile an hour coming into these turns. Well, I mean, this is plate track racing, so we are going to see these cars experiencing, but these guys, another thing they got to be careful about, another thing they got to watch, they have to watch their temperature gauge. If you push too long and don't get no air under that engine, you have a great chance of being blowing that engine.
And Dave, up front, the leaders get around a machine that was the 80 of Jay Pryor going one lap down. But yep, going back to what you're talking about, the overheating of these machines. For example, here, the pusher of the leader 75, Wally Tierheimer, Dirk Staliger, has been pushing for a very, very long time. So at this point, Dirk is overheating. But up on the outside line, 28 of Chris Voiles has a bubble effect. Basically, he's not hooked up, he's not glued to the back bumper of Timothy Hamlet. So with that said, 28 of Voiles is actually cool at this point and could push for a lot longer than Dirk Staliger. It's only a matter of time before Staliger starts backing it down. And yes, speaking of Staliger, he seems to be backing it down a little bit in the turns, trying to get some air into that motor to avoid hearing that big loud boom with a big puff of black smoke from the rear end. And that 01 Leandro Castro on the inside, third place on the inside line, is making sure that Dirk Staliger keeps glued to the back bumper of the of the 75 Wally Tierheimer. But so far the outside line is struggling.
Well, going a little further back here, we were talking about the 80 of Jay Pryor. He did a good thing though. He did hook up. He is in the draft with a car here with the lead pack. So right now, if a yellow came out, he would be back on the lead lap. He is in the lucky dog position as he is on the tail end of the lead pack.
Yeah, but speaking of Jay Pryor, Jay Pryor is racing against 25 with Timothy McBrayer and Connor Gibson, but absolutely he is the driver in line for that lucky dog if a caution were to come out. At the same time, Timothy McBrayer and Connor Gibson will be racing hard to try and take that away from Jay Pryor so they can be the drivers in line for the lucky dog. But going for the back in the pack here, we do have the 78 of Jeremy Rigney. Jeremy Rigney as well riding behind the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. They do have a 4-car pack so far, being shown about 13 to 14 seconds behind the lead pack. They have the same strategy as some drivers for the back in the pack, trying to stay out of trouble, trying to have enough time, enough reaction time, enough time to react, or enough room to react if anything bad would happen up front. So in this pack, we have once again David White, Andy Starcher, Adam Eisenhower, and Jeremy Rigney.
Yeah, most definitely as they are riding. But tell you what, we were talking about Jay Pryor, but look here, here's the 81, Travis Pryor. We've seen him have a rough start to last year's season, but he came back strong there at the season. He is currently running in the number 11th position there as he is trying on the outside to help that outside line push. So taking a look at him, he did start in 12th, currently running in 11th, as he is on that outside working around the 24 of Brandon Slow.
And I should admit, Dave, I've never seen the outside line take this long to come to life, you know, because the inside line, everybody seems to be wanting to get off the inside line, basically. The outside line has more benefits. Up front, a driver goes on the apron. Getting all kinds of squares. 3 wide. 47 Dirk Staliker goes up the track to avoid trouble. They take him 3 wide. He sustains some left front damage on that machine, and the green flag stays out. Nice save, Dave. Nice save.
Well, I'm sure they don't want to see the 3 wide this early, but we have got 3 wide racing here up front. As these guys are good move there by Derek Staliker. He got up, got loose, got into the wall. Let's actually hit the Dre Broadcasting replay. We are going to focus on Derek Staliker, see if we can see exactly what happened to him as I pull up the Dre Broadcasting instant replay. So as we try to rewind it here to see exactly what happened to him as he was riding behind the 75 of Walty Tierheimer, is it looks like Wally gets into on the apron, comes up, 47 nowhere to go, makes contact, but he stays off the wall, but everybody's able to get around him, so good driving by all drivers.
Absolutely, and that incident being up front like that, if that were to cause an incident, that would be more than half the field involved in it. Wrong place, wrong time, nowhere to go, too many machines, not enough time to react, backing, working against every single driver, wow, sideways, and going back to this, Dave, we should also keep in mind, I actually forgot about this until now, but these Can-Am cars are very, very touchy when it comes to being pushed, when it comes to pushing. They're very, very touchy. With that said, it was a bad bump from Dirk Staliker that got Wally Tierheimer loose. So that explains exactly why these drivers, the pushers of the leaders up front, seem to be backing off in the turns and only pushing on the straight stretches, while the drivers they're pushing are straight or more steady to avoid causing trouble. And we now have a new race leader, 01 Leandro Castro, on the inside line being pushed by the new driver, 44. Well, new driver at the top 3, 44 of Damien Crump.
Yeah, they are just hammering around this track. Good job, but I tell you what, I'm going to give credits to Travis Pryor. We've just seen him back in 11th. He is right there battling for a top 5 right now. I mean, I know it doesn't mean much, but he is started in 12th, already moved up into 6th. Brandon Slow right there also in here. Tommy Amassi's in here as well. Jason Eisenhower, Rick Mason, also the 72 of Brian Wasserman. So we've got a pretty good group of guys up front here. Right now we still have 28 cars left on the lead lap, with Ralph Vandervorst being the last car right now on the lead lap.
Yeah, Ralph Vandervorst here, Mr. High Side himself, just taking a Sunday drive here with the pack. That's about 27 seconds behind the lead pack. This pack is being led by the 79 of Thomas Jowers Jr., being pushed by Eli Green. In line here, accompanying them is Dakota Craig, Andrew Riley, including Ralph Vandervorst. These guys pushing about 199. They actually being able to hit 200 miles an hour. So the good thing is that they won't be going a lap down anytime soon. That's pretty good. They're able to keep that speed up at the same rate as the leaders up front. That is very good to see once again. But here, 69 laps remaining, 17 laps completed. Only a few more laps here, and then less than 10 laps. Green flag pit stops will kick in. The question remains. The question is, when will the drivers pit in? Will they try and pit in as a pack? Will they try and break into smaller groups to try and maybe have less trouble on pit road? Because these drivers have different braking points on pit entrance at the same time. These machines do not have any tail lights, and the only way to know that someone's braking is when you find yourself in their passenger seat riding shotgun. That's not a good thing. You do not want to be in that situation. But going back up front, the 67 of John Musin Jr., he has a gap in between him and the 122 of Andrew Singleton. And the outside line still continues to suffer at a fast rate. Well, they're still being able to somehow keep up, maintain the second to fourth place positions every single lap, but still not giving up.
Yeah, they're going to need some more cars there to make a good run there on the outside. But I tell you what, Travis Pryor And the 28 of Chris Boyle's doing a good job, but up jumps the 44. Looks like he is going to push the 81 of Travis Pryor out of the draft. They are going to jump back in line. Now they got a 3-car push there on the outside as the 44 of Damian Crump jumped up there to now lead. And there goes Travis Pryor. He is going to jump back down to the inside, right behind the 122 of Andrew Singleton, as these guys are shifting and trying to make as many moves as they can as we are getting ready to come up on our first round of green flag pit stops.
We're going to be seeing a lot more drivers going from the outside line trying to... Oh, 81 Pride tops the apron, goes sideways. 67 John Mushin has nowhere to go. Oh, 75 Wally involved in it, wrecking, entering turn 1. Heavy smoke and some drivers rolling on their lids. Holy cow. First caution of the evening on lap number 20. Let's back it up on... Let's focus on the drivers who had some bad luck there. Let's focus on John Mushin Jr. and see what happened.
Well, as we go here to the Direct Broadcasting Network, see the 67 there trying to get slowed down as the 81 was trying to get down. After making contact, he is going to get into the 75 with Wally Tierama. They're going to be in the wall. As he goes for a spin, it is going to be a chain reaction here. So let's take a look here from the blimp view as we are going to see cars going everywhere. But looks like so far only really 3 cars involved, which is really lucky there for being up front.
Absolutely, I'm surprised that was not worse than it was. That all goes to show how amazing these drivers are. Great awareness, great communication, and minimizing that the best that they could. And unfortunately, John Mustin Jr. blew his motor on impact and is getting towed down to pit road as we speak. But a driver, very happy to see this caution, is a driver who was in line for the lucky dog, the 8-0 of Jay Pryor, who will be getting the wave around the pace car. That lucky dog here before too long. But going back up front, we are still being led by 01 of Leandro Castro. In second place, Andrew Singleton, Damian Crump third, Chris Voyles fourth, and Chris Gillum in the 5th place spot. And 01 Leandro Castro will lead everybody down pit road this time by.
Yeah, I think we're going to see everybody on the lead lap at least go ahead and come in and get their pit here. Yep, here comes the 01 of Leandro Castro. He is bringing the field down on pit road.
Yeah, but we have some drivers deciding to stay out. Oh, well, gotta try and wait here a little bit so I can update. Oh, no, Ralph Vanderpost is going down pit road. Looks like the drivers who are staying out, all the drivers who are being shown a lap or more down. Oh, actually, we're gonna have the drivers a lap down. So Connor Gibson, Timothy McBrayer, including... Oh, actually, that's gonna be it. So only Connor Gibson and Timothy McBrayer staying out behind the pace car. Jay Pryor got the wave around the pace car back on the lead lap here on lap number 22. And these drivers, Connor Gibson and Timothy McBrayer, most likely will be going down pit road this time by, because since they were a lap down, the pit road was not open for them yet. It's always open a lap after the leaders go down pit road. But going back up front, looks like Leandro was beaten off pit road. I'm gonna try and see who the new race leader is. I believe that's 28 of Chris Voyles, Dave. So Chris Voyles will take over the race lead this time by Damian Crump second, Tommy Amasi third, Travis Pryor fourth, and Andrew Singleton in the 5th place spot. And scanning these drivers' machines so far, Travis Pryor has some damage on that machine. Hopefully it does not affect him too much, because at this track, this is the one that you absolutely want to have no damage whatsoever, because even the slightest scratch could work against you. And Tommy Massa as well has a little bit of a scratch on his machine. But yep, going back up front here with 23 Connor Gibson, including Timothy McBrayer, going down pit road this time by. And we have Brandon Slow, Wally Tierheimer, John Mustin Jr. rolling off pit road this time by. as John Mustern Jr., including Wally Tierheimer, both had to go down pit road. So for the next green flag run, we'll be having 5 drivers racing for that lucky dog. And looking in the chat, we have the 40 of Joshua Gillen. That's the 40 of Joshua Gillen. He is one of the drivers here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N series from last season. Unfortunately, he was not able to make tonight's race. But Joshua, we look forward to seeing you for round 2 next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we hope you're doing well. And they call me Red is in the chat as well. Good to see everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Including James Wormsley as well. Good to see everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And just a few notes about this season, same as last season. So this season, just like last season, we'll be having a 15-week race season. With that said, this again will not have a chase series, so it's going to make it very important. That's going to mean it's going to be extra important for these drivers to make the best of the whole entire season, knowing that it's all dependent on the basically their points, and no chase series coming up. 50% fuel limit all season long with fixed setups. So these guys all have the exact same thing. They're all equal, and it's all going to be up to the drivers every single week. And we are now back 1 to green this time by being led by 28 of Chris Foyles. Behind him on the inside is the 05 of Tommy Amasi. On the outside, leading the outside is the 44 of Damian Crump, who's going to be pushed by the 122 of Andrew Singleton, going green this time by. And I do apologize for messing up these names once again, but I will get them right before too long. Forgive me. Oh, copy that, Joshua Gillen. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night in the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series right here at Daytona for the Daytona 85, but that's with the trucks. So as well, for those who would like to tune in, be sure to be there for the season opener of the Camping World Truck Series with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Well, right now the driver's getting bunched up nice and tight, going green for the second time this time by. And our heaviest movers this far, we're going to have Damian Crump from 10th place to 2nd place, gaining 8 spots this far. Tommy Amasi, 15th place to 3rd. Chris Gillum from 11th place to 5th. Rick Mason from 14th place to 7th. Brian Wasserman from 18th place to 9th. Travis Pryor, 16th to 10th. Christopher Smith, 19th to 11th. And Caleb Dennis from 20th to 12th. We are going green this time by.
As the pace car dips in and the green flag flies, we are back green flag racing for the second time here at Daytona with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Pro K&N Series. As they are getting these machines up to speed, Damian Crump leading on the outside. Chris Boyles leading on the outside as they got a 3-car push there on the outside as these cars are starting to get tightened up and get up to speed, Sean.
Absolutely, and unfortunately the 122 of Andrew Singleton ended up missing a shift, which did back up the outside and just a little bit, not enough to do too much damage. But so far, 01 Leandro Castro is trying to play catch up, and yes, finally is back hooked up with the 122 of Andrew Singleton. And that will keep Andrew glued onto the back bumper of the leader of the outside line, 44 of Damian Crump. And next in line behind them is the 36 of Jason Eisenhower, offering a helping hand, or in this case, a helping bumper side by side with the 18 of Rick Mason. And again, Dave, we already have some drivers deciding to fall off the lead pack or out of the lead pack on purpose like they did in the first run. Namely 47 Dirk Staliker, Thomas Jowers Jr. 98, Craig Dakota, Timothy Hamlet, Adam Eisenhower, Garrett Hemlinger, Ralph Vanderforce, And Travis Pryor so far has actually fallen off the pace way more than everybody else and does not have a helping hand just yet. But he does have the 24 Brandon Slow catching up at the same time, 75 of Wally Tierheimer, who has lost his teammate, who isn't currently in the race lead, of 28 of Chris Voiles. And once again, let's keep in mind that we have 5 drivers racing for the Lucky Dog: Brandon Slow, Wally Tierheimer, John Muschin Jr., Timothy McBrayer, and Connor Gibson racing for the Lucky Dog. At this point, the closest drivers we have for the Lucky Dog would be Wally Tierheimer and 24 of Brandon Slow side by side as we speak and making moves against each other.
Yeah, I don't know about making moves right now because you're starting to lose the pack there as the 75 Wally Tierheimer looking to the outside, trying to get around the 81 there of Travis Pryor. As they are trying, but going back up front, Damian Crumps actually led that last lap there over Chris Boyles, but they have got a good 6-car push on the outside, Sean.
And Dave, we have some trouble on the track. The 80 of Jay Pryor, that machine is not running. It has stalled. Something tells me he did not pit in. I'm trying to see whether or not he pitted in. Yeah, it showed that he pitted in 4 laps ago with everybody else, but his machine is not running, so he most likely blew that motor.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but the good thing is the season is long. This is just the first race, so I have a feeling we're going to be seeing him come back throughout the season there. He might be trying to school the 81 of Travis Pryor, as we've seen Travis Pryor make a late run for the championship. So it'll be interesting to see how the season's going to play out.
Yep, the season is still very young, and these drivers... Also, to add on to what I was talking about, the 15-week race schedule, race season, we also have... The drivers have 2 drop weeks, 2 drop races. With that said, that means that the 2 worst races the drivers have will not count against them. They will be dropped. So that ends up helping a lot of drivers. Like last season, we had the exact same thing, 2 drop weeks, 2 drop races, and that ended up helping a lot of drivers. That made a difference between a 5th place position and a 4th place position in points, or maybe 5th place to 3rd place position change in the point standings. But going a little further back in the pack, Thomas Jarvis Jr. behind 31 of Andrew Riley. And the outside line seems to have come to life a little bit more compared to the beginning, the first 20 laps of green flag racing that we just had. But the field is starting to get even more spread out than before. And we have Jeremy Rigney now here in the lead pack. Last time we checked on Rigney, the first round of the first green flag run, he was in a different pack, way behind the lead pack, but has decided to join this lead pack. Oh, we have some 3 wide here. 36 of Jason Eisenhower in the middle on the outside line. Oh, big check on the outside. 78 of Rigney gets rear-ended. Once again, these things do not have any brake lights, but no harm done. We are still green flag racing, and Jason Eisenhower trying to catch the 01 of Leandro Castro, and Leandro will go from front to back in a hurry. He will... Oh, actually, 36 of Eisenhower just dumped him. So yeah, it's going to be even more bad news for Leandro, but not to worry. Leandro has a helping bumper coming up to him. That's the 10 of Caleb Daniels.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have now completed 31 laps of 85. Just 54 laps remaining here at Daytona. We are going to go ahead and step away for our first commercial break of the night, and we'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we under caution. Whoa, big wreck entering turn number 1, or exiting turn number 2 actually. Looks like it started with the 01. I try and back that up. Yep, the 01 of Leandro Castro was involved in that one. If we can, Dave, let's focus on Leandro Castro and see what happened.
Well, we see Leandro Castro. It looks like contact between him and the 44. A bad hook there with the 10. And man, he caught some air as he went rolling. So let's take a look here from the blimp view. Yeah, he went rolling. So there's a few cars involved. Another car also rolling. I can't see the number on it. Let's take a look here from his in-car, though. Let's get the cockpit view of this. I'm probably going to make some viewers dizzy, but this is what he's looking like on his screen. So that is our second caution here tonight.
Oh man, a very rough ride for Leandro Castro. That actually beats John Muston Jr.'s flip during the first incident there, but also very unfortunate for all other drivers involved in that, because that collected more than just Leandro, including the 10 of Caleb Daniels and 48 of Christopher Smith. But going back up front, we are being led. It's showing the 44 of Damian Crump. We have Jay Pryor. Yep, 44 of Damian Crump is leading. Andrew Singleton second, Tommy Amasi third, Chris Gillum fourth, and Rick Mason fifth. And the 80 of Jay Pryor staying out this time by being shown 4 laps down due to his bad luck there, having a non-functioning motor. He went 4 laps down, so he'll be racing very hard, trying to get all these laps back, but the leader leads everybody down pit road, Damian Crump, and everybody will follow. And we haven't spoken much of Christopher Smith, but Christopher once again got involved in that incident, got one of the worst ends of that deal actually as well, blew his motor on impact, and is getting towed down to pit road as we speak, but he will be back out there. He does not give up. We had seen him racing from last season here with the Pro K&N Series. He's one of the toughest drivers out here with the Extreme Motorsports 99, but going back up front, looks like Damian Crump was able to maintain the lead off pit road. Yes, he was. So Damian Crump, Tommy Amasi second, Chris Voyos third, Thomas Jowers Jr. fourth, and Andrew Singleton in the 5th place spot. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on the 122 of Andrew Singleton. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by a special guest, new driver this season's the Pro K&N Series, the 122 of Andrew Singleton. Get a cup there, Andrew.
Hello guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Oh, doing good too, thank you. And Andrew, tonight making your first appearance here with the Pro Can Series, a first season with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com, doing an amazing job, man. You started in the sixth place spot, and have stayed up front all race long. But how's your machine handling? How's your machine treating you?
It's handling great, man. I've had a great car tonight. I'm really hoping for a win on my very first start, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, copy that. Very glad to hear. And Andrew, this is a Super Speedway Daytona International. With that said, we have a couple of teammates out there, working. We have Maverick Motorsports, we have Eisenhower Racing Team. Do you have any drivers you're hoping to help bring to victory lane tonight?
Not really. I'm currently just a one-person team here. No, not really.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, it is doable still. You can still be able to win this thing. And you're doing an amazing job for your first appearance this far here with 39 laps in. And we look forward to seeing you get up there up front. You've been headed the right direction ever since the green flag got dropped. So don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep your foot down the floorboard. And we look forward to seeing you in victory lane, buddy.
Thank you very much.
And that was the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton, new driver this season with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can Series. Well, here we are still being led by Damian Crump, and so far our heaviest mover. Oh, new driver to the top 10. Oh, new drivers to the top 10. That's going to be Brian Wasserman, Andrew Riley, including Thomas Jowers Jr. And Jowers Jr. has come a very long way, 21st to 4th. Andrew Riley from 24th to 8th. Brian Wasserman from 18th to 10th. And 66 of Ralph Vanderforst from 25th to the 11th place spot. And we'll most likely be going back to 1-2 green this time by. So fingers crossed. And we have some drivers who are looking forward to getting the wave around the pace car. John Muschamp Jr. going to be getting the wave around the pace car to be back on the lead lap. And Timothy peeling off as we speak, going down to pit road for some service. And just as promised, the lights on the pace car do turn off. We are now back 1-2 green. And as promised as well, John Muschamp Jr. gets the wave around the pace car. Great job to John Muschamp after having some bad luck there during the first caution. So we're still being led by Damian Crump, being pushed by the 28 of Chris Voiles on the inside line. On the outside is the 05 of Tommy Amasi, being pushed by 79 of Thomas Jowers Jr. And Dave, I should admit, from judging from last season, from Tommy Amasi's driving style, we never really saw much of him in the beginning of the races, but always saw him towards the very end. But tonight, things have changed.
Yeah, it looks like he's taking a different approach here tonight as he is running up front in that second position. So we still have, looking at right about 46 laps to go as we are getting ready to approach the midway point of tonight's race. So still a lot of racing left.
Yep, still a lot of racing, a lot can happen, a lot more lead changes to come, and once the green flag flies, we will give you guys that race report, just so you can know how much progress we've made when it comes to lead changes and who has the fastest lap here at Daytona with the strength of the draft, or the help of the draft. And we also have Andrew Singleton side by side with Jason Eisenhower here on this restart. Gonna go green this time by. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a bumpy ride. The pace car dips off. The green flag flies. Damian Crump catches everybody off guard. No hesitation, but a lot of determination. 28, Chris Voiles. 1-2-2, Andrew Singleton outside and crossing 05, Tommy Massey trying to get back up to speed as we speak. 79 of Thomas Jowers Jr. trying to be a helping bumper before too long, before the exit of turn 2 to get that slingshot, but they are disconnected due to the difference in shifting.
Well, Sean, let's give these viewers a treat. That's right, we are going with the crank it up cam. So make sure you turn it up because we are going to crank it up for you and watch these cars get up to speed at over 200 miles an hour.
Oh, well, we are in the caution, ladies and gentlemen. This one might have been the big one as well. It looks like it started up front between the 18 of Rick Mason and the 79 of Thomas Jowers Jr. Let's back it up on Thomas Jowers and see what happened.
As we take a look here, we are actually going to focus on the 18 of Rick Mason, as we are trying to see exactly what happened here. Is the 79 of Thomas Jowers. Wow. And he is just going to get spun, and there is cars flying everywhere. I think this is going to be classified as the big one there, Sean.
Oh yeah, this is the big one indeed. Call it the big junk if you will. Gonna see a lot of debris on the track, and the crews will be hard at work picking that up. Very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved, and Thomas Jowers getting the worst end of that deal, smoking heavily as we speak, trying to get down the pit road, and with the heavy black smoke coming out from that rear end, it does usually cause the machine to overheat. The temps do go high, followed by a big loud boom, and so far Jowers clutches that sucker in to try and keep those temps low, and is coasting down towards pit road as we speak. And pit road will be a busy place like David talked about. This is the big one. So Ralph Vanderforst down pit road, Andy Starcher, Thomas Jowers Jr., Dirk Stalaker, David White, Eli Green, Timothy it's gonna be Timothy Hamlet. That's gonna John Musin Jr., Wally Tieheimer, and Garrett Hemlinger down pit road this time by. It's quite the barbecue on pit road, if you will, and a lot of broken hearts out there. A lot of brand new machines needing to be taken out of those trailers. Yeah, but the leader Damian Crump decides to stay out, and the drivers who were clear of the wreck decide to stay out with him. We have a driver getting the rev around the pace car, the Lucky Dog. That's going to be the 01, the 01 of Leandro Castro. Great job to Leandro Castro and his racing team for bringing this thing back to the lead lap. So he will be racing these drivers on the lead lap for position. So watch out, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get even more heated than it's been tonight. And this gives us some more time for another race interview. So let's focus on the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by a new driver this season, 49 of Timothy Hamlet. How are you doing tonight, Tim?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good here. Just kind of hanging back, waiting to see what happens here.
Oh, copy that. Very good strategy by the sounds of it, because you are still alive. And Timothy, tonight you did start in the 3rd place spot and are currently in the 18th place spot, just riding, trying to buy your time. But how's the race going so far?
It's pretty good. I've got a little crazy here this last, last 10-15 laps, but everybody pretty much settle in here. Then probably before it gets a little more crazy.
Oh, most definitely. And how's the machine handling? How's the machine treating you?
Perfectly fine. Just pedaling it right now.
Oh, copy that, brother. Well, and do you have any teammates, anybody working with tonight? Anybody you looking forward to bringing with you at the front?
Me and a 94 running right now. Running pretty good.
Oh, copy that. That's a 94 of Garrett Helmlinger. Well, Timothy, we just wanted to check in with you here. It's your first race with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series. And what should we expect from you this season?
Just expect a clean racer, and you know, I like to think of myself as opportunistic, and when I get my chances, I'll take them.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, Tim, you have stayed alive this long. Keep staying alive, and look forward to seeing you and your teammate, the 94 of Garrett, in victory lane before too long. So good luck to you, buddy, and make us proud.
Thanks, Sean.
And that was 49 of Timothy Hamlet working with the 94 of Garrett Helmlinger. And we are now coming back to the 1-2 green mark. The lights on the pace car will turn off. Yes, they do turn off. Still being led by same leader, the 44 of Damian Crump, being pushed by the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton. On the outside line, 28 of Chris Voice making his way back up to the front with the help of the 52 of Chris Gillum. This is Chris Gillum's highest move up here in tonight's race so far, from 11th place to 4th place. Gonna be controlling the pace of the outside line pretty much with the help of the 05, actually the 18 of Rick Mason. We are going green this time, and once we go green, we're going to be having 40 laps remaining. That is 40 laps remaining, with at least one more required pit stop, so fingers crossed.
As they come out of turn number 2 here, they are going to get double file, ready to go back, green flag racing. You're right, Pat T. These guys have blown the dust off these cars. It's time to get it, as we are now have 40 laps to go once they take the green flag.
Yep, these drivers are now done driving, and it's now time to race. And yes, there is a difference between driving and racing, especially with when it comes to such races like these, Daytona International. And you are watching the Dre Broadcasting Network live as we bring you the Daytona 85 by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro Can-N Series, brought to you by Extreme Motorsports 99. Well, this time by exiting turn 4, going green. Fingers crossed, and make sure you guys have enough popcorn and refreshments. It will be a bumpy ride.
As the pace car brings them out of turn number 4, getting ready to go green flag racing. Pace car is off, green flag is out. Hot diggity dog, we are back racing at Daytona. Look at Damian Crump get off to a good jump off that pace car.
Yeah, Chris Boyles was caught sleeping by 52 of Chris Gillum to the rescue of Chris Boyles on the inside. 05, Tommy Massey all over the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton, gives him a bump to life, which gives him enough life to get on the 44 of Damian Crump, so he can help him maintain this race lead and most likely clear the outside line, so he himself, Andrew Singleton, can go up to the outside. Oh, but Slingshot engaged on Chris Boyles with the help of the 52 of Chris Gillum, but they are still side by side. Boyles and Crump drag racing, but Crump will still maintain or be able to keep the inside line and the race lead this time by on the exit of turn number 4. 18 Rick Mason being pushed by the 81 of Travis Pryor. Travis Pryor right now on a mission, trying to get up to the front as we speak. And for the back of the pack, Wally Tierheimer is now back in the mix as well in 12th place after going to the back of the pack, going a lap down to begin with. He's now back on the lead lap in the 12th place spot, being pushed by 79 of Thomas Jowers Jr. And also a driver I haven't spoken much of tonight, 59 of David White, just buying his time as well. Same driving style, same strategy. Oh, as last season. Big check on the outside, but they are still able to keep this thing green. But going back to David White, he too is one of the drivers who likes to stay in the back almost all race long, but then finds his way to the front, works his way to the, makes his way to the front before the race is over. He taps the apron there, gets all sorts of squirrely, but is able to hang on to that machine. Nice save by David White. He should be up there before too long, so keep an eye out for him. And for the back of the pack, 98 of Dakota Craig here, still single file behind 24 of Brandon Slow. Brandon Slow still being shown one lap down. Speaking of drivers, one lap down, Brian Wasserman, Jeremy Rigney, Caleb Daniels, Brandon Slow, Christopher Smith, including Andrew Riley. These 6 drivers racing for the Lucky Dog. But so for the driver in line for the Lucky Dog is the 72 of Brian Wasserman. As I see him right now working on the outside line, trying his best to keep all the guys behind him. Well, ironically enough, he's being pushed by his biggest opponent for the Lucky Dog, 78 of Jeremy Rigney.
Yeah, most definitely, but going back up front, though, Damian Crump still under fire as the 28 of Chris Boyles still working on that outside. But right there behind him, there comes the 81 of Travis Pryor. He is going to be the 3rd car on the outside. He is trying to get to the back bumper there of the 52 of Chris Gillum. give him that extra boost to try to get around the 44 of Damian Crump.
Yeah, I should admit I've never seen the outside line struggle this much before, but you know, it just could be once again the driver just taking it easy, trying to race it out. Maybe once they have their final round of pit stops. So here, before too long, the pit window should open up, or will open up, and we'll be seeing a lot of drivers going down pit road. Different strategies coming into play, and Chris Gillam right now is getting some assistance from the 81 of Travis Pryor still, and the outside line 28 of Chris Voyles is trying to propel still past the inside line so far. 05 Tommy Massey and the 122 of Andrew Singleton.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to try it again. We're going to try to get the Crank It Up camp going. Let's hear these race sounds. So once again, turn up your sound. Let's hear these V8s roar.
Well, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are under caution here. We will try and get this on replay, but it involved the 94 of Garrett, Garrett Helmlinger, the 66 of Ralph Vanderforce, 24 of Brandon Slow as well. Got a piece of the action, but he actually started up front in front of them. 78 of Jeremy Rigney was sideways. Yep, let's focus on Jeremy Rigney, Dave, for replay and see what happened.
Well, as we put the Dre broadcast and instant replay here, focusing on the 78 of Jeremy Wrigley, as they were running up front here. Looks like he got maybe turned or got a little sideways, and it was just a chain reaction. See Brian Wasserman also involved in that. That's highly unfortunate. Let's take a look here from the blip. As we were watching from the blip, yep, just a wrong bump at the wrong time. Got him around, and just a chain reaction. So we are going to have another barbecue down on pit road, Sean.
Oh yeah, that is very, very unfortunate for every single driver involved in that. A great job to, fortunately enough, a lot of drivers were able to get around that. It's not as big as the big one. We had the big junk we had a couple of laps back, so that's a very good thing. But not to worry, ladies and gentlemen, we also forgot to mention this. The drivers do have 2 backup cars. And with that said, they should be able to still get back out there. I'm pretty sure at this point some might have already used up both of them, but we hope not. And 78 of Jeremy Rigney gets a brand new machine, and the smoke is all gone, and it will be rolling off here before too long. And Damian Crump up front, leading everybody down pit road this time by. And the drivers are pitting in with 33 laps remaining. So with that said, Dave, we still need one more pit stop. But the good thing about that pit stop is that they should be able to basically spend less. I mean, they should be able to just take enough gas to be able to finish the whole entire race. Basically, they won't have to take a full tank.
Yeah, but they are going to have to come down on pit road at least one more time, as we are 33 laps to go with a 22 to 25 lap pit window. So they are going to have to come back down on pit road at least one more time.
Yeah, and up front here we have a new race leader, Chris Voyles, taking back the race lead. But keep in mind, Chris Voyles did not pit in. He has 16 laps on his tires at the moment and his tank. That's going to be 15 laps more than everybody else who just went down pit road. And he has his teammate right behind him, actually. That's going to be 75 of Wally Tierheimer. And both of them have not pitted in, but Wally has actually 5 laps less than Chris Voyles on his tank and tires, and that's going to be 11 laps so far. So far we have Chris Voyles, Wally Tierheimer, John Muschen Jr., Dirk Staliker, including Christopher Smith, still needing to pit in, including Caleb Daniels, who is being shown 1 lap down, but Christopher Smith right now being shown in the 23rd place spot. Actually, Christopher Smith just got the waiver on the pace car, the lucky dog, and back on the lead lap on lap 54. So congrats to Christopher Smith, keeping it clean and getting that waiver out. And this gives us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on the 0-1 of Leandro Castro. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by the 0-1 of Leandro Castro. How you doing tonight, Leandro? You got me there, buddy?
Yeah.
There you are. How you doing tonight?
It's looking cool. A better days, but it's still running. It's the most important.
Oh, that is very good to hear. And Leandro, we saw you leading some laps out there. Just before leading those laps, you were helping bumper to those leaders, and we want to congratulate you on being able to lead some laps. But how are you enjoying your first race with the Extreme K&N series so far, buddy?
Just amazing. I'm surprised the quality of the drivers. I was not expect to be in that place in the beginning, real serious. I'm surprised with myself, with my car is going very well. Now the objective is try not get more damage and try be in the end for the win, maybe.
Oh, copy that. And Leandro, we are very happy for you. Very glad to hear that you're very happy. You're very impressed with your first race here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N series. And Leandro, do you have anybody you're working with tonight? Because this is a draft crucial track. With that said, without enough help, success is nearly impossible. But basically, do you have anybody you're working with?
No yet. I'm still working. I try making friends, but for now I'm alone. But I think I can make alone. I think. Of course, I'm gonna try find someone for the end for help me, or try help someone.
Oh, 10 for Leandro. Well, Leandro, you have come a very long way on your own. With that said, success is very, very possible. And we look forward to seeing you back up front here before too long. And we are glad your machine is doing amazing. Very, very grippy and great track conditions with an amazing setup. And, buddy, you are now coming back to 1-2 green. So we look forward to seeing you back in victory lane. Good luck to you, Leandro.
Thank you very much.
And that was 0-1 Leandro Castro. Amazing driver so far. Amazing race for him. He's very impressed with his first race here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N series. But going back up front, we are now back 1-2 green, being led by Chris Voiles, being pushed by 67 of John Muschen Jr. on the outside line. Wally Tierheimer being pushed by the 47 of Dirk Staliker. Well, the top four drivers have one thing in common, and that's that they have not yet pitted in. They have over 10 laps on their tires, while everybody has less than 5 laps on theirs. So with that said, Dave, these guys are playing or planning some kind of a fuel strategy or pit strategy.
Yeah, most definitely so. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be playing out with our top 4 staying out, not taking fuel. But we are coming out of turn 4, getting ready to go back green flag racing here at Daytona. The Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series season kickoff is that we are back green flag racing. Teammates Chris Voiles and Wally Tierheimer get off to a good start. It looks like Wally Tierheimer is going to drop right behind Chris Voiles.
We have great team communication by these two drivers, and so far they are joined by John Muschen Jr., 47, Dirk Staliker still single file, but so far 52 of Chris Gillum trying to get the outside line to work, but so far having no luck. He might have to fall back in line to avoid going to the back, but nope, scratch that. He's actually using the draft of John Muschen to get the outside line to work here before too long, side by side still with the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton, and they are now finally coming together as we speak. The outside line, John Muschen is still trying to get up to speed, but 52 of Chris Gillum not getting enough help from the rear end. So John Muschen, it's going to get worse for him before it gets better, but maybe scratch that. The side draft does seem to be helping quite a bit, and he is really pulling on the 1-2-2, including the 47 of Dirk Staliker. Here in the next 5 to 7 laps, the pit window will open up. With that said, everybody, or I should say, some drivers will be electing to go down pit road, and my usual suspects, or the drivers who I'm suspecting will be going down pit road first are the top 4 drivers I talked about before the green flag had flown, namely Chris Voiles, Wally Tierheimer, Dirk Staliker, including John Muschen Jr. These guys will most likely be the first drivers to go down pit road. 81 Travis Pryor, he goes to the outside and trying to get a run off the 05 of Tommy Amasi. The outside line is still struggling as we speak. But 81 of Travis Pryor will be third place on the outside, trying to be helping bumper. Nope, scratch that. He goes back down to the inside to be behind the 05 of Tommy Amasi, and Damian Crump back in this mix behind 52 of Chris Gillum.
You know, Sean, I'm actually shocked that the outside line has not really picked up here tonight. Taking a look at our race report, we have had 4 cautions and only 6 lead changes here tonight. That's kind of shocking to me that outside line isn't working as well as it normally does tonight.
Oh, Dave, contact up front, John Muschen, including 75 of Wally Tierheimer, getting into the what Dirk Staliker as well, got a piece of the action, I believe. Whoa, man, that was a big one. That started with, I believe, contact between John Muschen, including 75 of Wally Tierheimer. Yeah, let's focus on Wally Tierheimer. Oh, actually, let's focus on 67 John Muschen and see what happened.
Yeah, as we were taking a look here, it looks like 75. Actually, that started with Dirk Staliker making contact with John Mustang Jr. He came down, made contact with the, it looked like Wally Tierheimer. That is another big wreck here in the late stages of the race.
Absolutely, very, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved. But this could be a very good thing for some drivers, those who are not wanting green flag pit stops, because I personally suck at green flag pit stops when I'm on the track. But this is going to give everybody a chance to go down pit road and be on the exact same pit strategy. And once they pit in, it should be the final pit stop of the evening for all of them, because they should be able to make it the rest of the way. Pit window was between laps 22 and 25, like we talked about. So something tells me it's going to be very close, but they should still be able to make it the remainder of the way. But we are being led by the 28 of Chris Voiles, Dirk Staliker second, Damian Crump third, Andrew Singleton fourth, and 05 Tommy Amasi in the 5th place spot. As we looks like I'm I was on replay, I apologize, but Chris Voiles led everybody down pit road, while Dirk decides to stay out to lead a lap to get the bonus point. Ooh, and we have Andrew Riley getting the wave around the pace car. Oh, actually scratched that. The 10 of Caleb Daniels gets the wave around the pace car. The lucky dog back on the lead lap on lap number 60, lap 60, with 26 laps remaining here in tonight's race. Great job to Caleb Daniels. So next in line include Andrew Riley, Jeremy Rigney, Brian Wasserman for that lucky dog.
Yeah, most definitely 26 laps left to go. Should be maybe getting the 1 to green next time around. So we should have about a 24 lap shootout here for the checkered flag.
24 lap shootout. That means the gloves should be off. It should be. We had a lot more give than take tonight here so far. This far in tonight's race. But that is about to change, most likely going to be 0% give and 100% take. Because it's now go time, race time, no more driving, only racing. And the drivers up front, Andrew Riley, John Muschen Jr., Jeremy Rigney, Brian Wasserman, Timothy McBrayer, and Jay Pryor will be going down pit road, this time by to pit in. Actually scratch that, they are still staying out, looking forward to getting their laps back, or 1 lap back at least, once we get across the 1 to go mark. And status check on Jay Pryor in the 29th place spot, still going nice and strong. Very, very rough start for Jay Pryor, but we look forward to his race picking up here before too long. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, for the new viewers in the chat, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. And for the existing viewers, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. You are watching the Daytona 85 by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro KNN Series, brought to you by ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And for all those drivers, for all those viewers and drivers on iRacing who like what they see and would like to be behind the wheel of one of these beasts, check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. On Mondays, they run a road series and a KNN series like you see right here before you. On Tuesday nights, they run a Camping Road truck series tomorrow night. That is, it's going to have a season opener as well of its own right here at Daytona. On Wednesday night, Xfinity series. And on Thursday nights, they run a Cup series or a Gen 6 series. So basically, the higher up you go, the more experience you gain, you get advanced. Like for example, 57 Hunter McDaniel from last season's champion, the first ever champion of the Pro KNN series, has been promoted. So he will be racing in Xfinity series and the truck series. And also, given for example the truck series, defending champion Tom Wetmore has been advanced to Xfinity series and the Cup series. So you guys can join either of those based on your experience and or preferences or experiences, and they do place you in different series based on how much experience you have. So the Xfinity series and the Cup series are the best of the best. You should say the elite, the pro drivers here with iRacing and the Extreme Motorsports 99. And don't get me wrong, the track series drivers and Pro KNN series drivers are amazing drivers as well. And that's why we see these amazing races week after week with the Pro KNN series and the truck series. But going back up front, Dirk Staliger still leading. Andrew Singleton starting behind him on the inside. 01 Tommy Amasi leads the outside. Oh, sorry, not 01 Tommy Amasi. That's 01 of Leandro Castro. And the 19 of Andy Starcher back up here. Well, actually, first appearance for Andy Starcher from 28th place to 4th place, gaining 24 spots overall. And Dave, I'm questioning 47 of Dirk Staliger's strategy because he's the only one who has not pitted in. He has 19 laps on his tank and tires and has some damage on his machine. So with that said, he will not be able to make it the full length of the remainder of the way. And if it does go green, he'll be pitting in alone.
Yeah, this will, unless he's just banking on another quick caution. So it could definitely be that. Could be strategy, but we're going to see how it's going to play out because we are going to be going green with 23 laps to go.
Yep, hang on, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming up to the less than 20 to go mark. Or I said the 20 to go mark. It's going to get even more intense then, so make sure you have enough popcorn and refreshments to get you guys through the remainder of the race. Exiting turn 4 this time by the pace car leaves the racing surface. The green flag does fly. Dirk puts it down to the floor, but the 1-2-2 of Andrew all over him to give him a bump to live. Oh, flag. Tommy Massey all over the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton on the outside line. Leandro Castro caught sleeping, and the outside will pay the price. 19 Andy Starcher as well was caught sleeping. So Jason Eisenhower on the outside, third person on the outside actually, will try his best to keep 19 of Starcher glued onto the back bumper of Castro to get the outside line working, the outside line going, and the 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. on the inside behind 28 of Chris Voiles.
Running because we know laps are ticking down here in a hurry. These laps are going to tick down really quick, so they are going to try to make every move they can to get up front here so we can battle for the win.
Yep, they have to. They're trying to make a history, trying to make a very good impression, have a very good first race, great first race here tonight, and so far doing an amazing job. Every single driver out here, and 19 of Andy Starcher glued on the back bumper of the 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. He dumped the 01 of Leandro Castro. Everyone, Dave, seems to be freight training and dumping 01 of Leandro Castro, so maybe he has some damage that we don't know about. Oh yeah, he did talk about how he was working. Oh man, bad neck code between Leandro Castro and Ralph Van der Forst. Great save by both drivers. Holy cow, that could have been ugly. But yeah, Leandro Castro did talk about, during the interview there under caution, he talked about how he's a solo driver, which means he does not have a teammate and will be trying to bring this thing home as a solo driver. So yeah, but luckily enough, he now has the 98 of Craig Dakota behind, or Dakota Craig behind him as a helping hand, helping bumper to try and get that outside line going. But the bad netcode between two drivers, 01 of Castro and Ralph, has given the 01 of Castro some left front damage. But going back up front, we have the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton. Watch this, no, 1-2-2, that's going to be 79 of Thomas Jarvis Jr. jumping up the outside to get the outside line working. All five, Tommy Massey does jump up there as well to get the outside line, going to have more momentum. The more bunks up they are, the more machines they are, the more speed they will have, and the more likely they are to get past the inside line. But we haven't seen much of that today whatsoever. The outside line has not been coming to play as much as it usually does, so it could be something to do with the setup, or just the drivers not really liking the way the outside lane might be handling. 79 of Thomas Jarvis all over, all 5 of Tommy Massey drag racing for the race lead against 47 of Dirk Stalaker, who still needs to pit in. So fingers crossed for Dirk, and hopefully his strategy works out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are just at 20 laps to go, so we are going to take this time to go to our final commercial break of the night so that we can bring you the conclusion of this exciting season kickoff here with ExtremeMotorsports99.com, the Pro K&N Series. We'll be right back here on the Dream Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daytona 85 for round 1 of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro Can-Am Series, brought to you by ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, going back to the race, we are under caution, and this one, I'm not sure if it was a big one, but can't quite rank the two because we talked about the first big one we had. We're gonna say this was the second big one. It unfortunately wiped out a lot of drivers as well, and the 10 of Caleb Daniels was on his lid, flipping in every single direction possible. And unfortunately, we've lost 4 drivers actually: Brandon Slaw, Jeremy Rigney, Timothy McBrayer, and John Muschin Jr. We look forward to seeing these 4 drivers back again next week for a better race. Atlanta Motor Speedway, that's a very different track. Unfortunately, these drivers had a rough start to the season. Well, going back up front, we are being led by 05 of Tommy Amasi, new race leader. Thomas Jones Jr. second, Chris Gillum third, Eli Green fourth, and the 01 or the 01 of Leandro Castro in the 5th place spot. And once we go green, I believe we'll be having a 14-lap shootout. So we're getting very, very close to when we see hopefully see some 3 wide going on here with these drivers. But once again, judging from how we've seen the outside line not coming into play, pretty much forcing more single file than double file racing, something makes me think it's going to come down to the setup. Trust me, these drivers do not enjoy riding single file at Daytona. This is where they want to unleash those beasts, and they have heavy feet. You can see some of their feet sticking through the floorboards as they break land speed records with the help of the draft. And our heaviest movers so far, Eli Green. I'm expecting much of Eli Green tonight, but Eli Green is in 4th place. He came from 23rd place to 4th. Thomas Jarvis Jr. from 21st to 2nd. We have Damian Crump still maintaining the top 10 from 10th place to 7th place as we speak. Rick Mason just 1 spot away from the top 10 from 14th place to 11th. And Ralph Vanderforst 25th place to 13th. We have Adam Eisenhower as well. Adam Eisenhower, very amazing driver from last season. He is in 16th place as we speak. He's been keeping a very low profile. We saw him just pretty much riding all race long in 2nd and 3rd packs, even 4th packs at times. So hasn't really shown much of his face up front just yet. But knowing Adam Eisenhower, that's about to change. So he will be up front here before too long. Well, we are now back 1 to green. Yes, we are. We are still being led by 05 of Tommy Amasi. I'm not sure I keep saying 01. 05 Tommy Amasi being pushed by 52 of Chris Gillum. On the outside is Thomas Jarvis Jr. with the help of the 13 of Eli Green. Going green this time by, and no more required pit stops. Everybody will be able to make it the remainder of the way. So with that said, nothing more to worry about, but keeping that foot down to floor and being at the right place at the right time, or making the right moves in this case.
Yeah, most definitely, because we've got 15 laps to go. We'll have 14 laps remaining once we take the green flag here at Daytona for the season kickoff with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro K&N Series.
Yeah, it's been an amazing race so far, and we have only 16 drivers here on the lead lap, with 3 drivers racing for the Lucky Dog, namely Dakota Craig, Andrew Starcher, and Gary Woolbot. These 3 drivers will be going neck and neck, trying to be in the spot for the Lucky Dog if another caution comes out, so they can be able to get at least 1 lap back. Well, one of the 3 will be able to get at least 1 lap back if they keep their machines clean. Exiting turn 4, going green this time by, with a 14-lap shootout coming up.
Yes, the pace car is dips off, ready to go back. Green flag racing. Green flag is out on Diggity Dog. We're back. Green flag racing. Off goes the old time. Good job as they are coming through the dog leg into turn number 1.
On the outside line, 79 of Thomas Jarvis was caught sleeping, but 13 of Eli Green gave him a bump of a lifetime. Which got him a little bit squirrely, but it's good enough to get him up to speed. And 52 of Chris Gillum. I just noticed this, Dave. Notice this, his machine on the front end has seen better days. It's pretty scratched and pretty beat up in the front. And with that, up front, 79 of Thomas Jarvis gets to the wall, he gets spun out. The caution flies on lap 72 with 14 laps remaining. And the caution will fly once again, 13 of Eli Green involved in it. And we are on the caution once again. Let's back it up on Thomas Jowers and see what happened.
As we put the Dre broadcast and replay, taking a look at this, Thomas Jowers. Oh, contact between him and the 13 of Eli Green, and that is just going to cause a chain reaction behind him. Highly unfortunate, but man, this is going to be a battle here for the checker flag tonight, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. It's made it even more intense now, shaking up the game. And going back to the drivers who are happy to see this caution. Dakota Craig, Andy Starcher, Gary Woobot, trying to figure out which driver is closer eligible for the lucky dog. Seems like it's going to be the 98 of Dakota Craig, and we will find out here before too long, so fingers crossed. And this would be a good time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on one of the drivers racing here tonight. Let's focus on the 94, sorry, of Garrett Helmlinger. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by the 94 of Garrett Helmlinger. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Well, Garrett, first of all, correct us on your last name, because I feel like we've been messing it up all race long.
Helmlinger. It is kind of hard.
Helmlinger?
Helmlinger, yeah, you got it.
Helmlinger, there we go. I guess we've been saying it right all race long. But yeah, thanks for the clarification. But other than that, how's your race going so far for your first race of the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro Can Series?
Pretty good. Been trying to avoid all these accidents. Been caught up in a couple of them, unfortunately. Hoping to make it to the finish.
Oh, 10-4, and very, very sorry to hear about your misfortune. And we noticed you've been in the beginning you were up front over there, but then ended up just keeping a low profile after the first wreck had happened. But any plans? What are your plans until the race ends? Basically, anybody you hope to work with?
Well, not anybody to depend on right now. My only guy I was working with is up there in the front, so my mile on the goal last 10 laps is to get to the front as fast as possible.
Oh, copy that, brother. And we look forward to that coming true, getting up, and hopefully you can have your first win. That would be a heck of a move on your part. First win for your first race with the Extreme Motorsports 99 series. And Garrett, we're going to be seeing a lot more of you this season. We are glad, first of all, to have you. Welcome to the ExtremeMotorsports99.com series. And with that said, what should we expect to see from you? Basically, what are your expectations? What do you expect from yourself?
Well, once we hit the 1.5 miles, hopefully I'll be able to show my actual speed. But here, I don't really know. You can't really get a gauge on me on the restrictor plates. But I'm looking forward to it. That's all I got to say.
Oh, 10-4. When we hear that, it makes us even more excited than ever before. And that is very good to hear. We look forward to seeing you again back next week. You never know, man. We might be interviewing you here before too long as we interview the top 3 drivers there once the race ends. But Garrett, you've stayed alive all race long, and thank you for coming out here for tonight's race.
Right.
You've done an amazing job. We look forward to seeing you here before too long.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll talk to you at the end.
Oh, 10-4 to that. And that was 94 of Garrett Helmlinger in the 10th place position, running up the top 10 so far. And we will be coming to the 1 to go mark. Yeah, we are still 2 to green. So I believe we can still sneak another interview. We should be able to sneak another interview in. So let's focus on the 98 of Dakota Craig. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by a special guest, 98 of Dakota Craig. How are you doing tonight, Dakota?
Hey, man.
How are you doing tonight, buddy?
The car is feeling great.
Oh, very glad to hear that. And tonight, Dakota, you kept a very low profile in the beginning. every time we focus on your machine, you're just pretty much riding, taking your time, trying to study your surroundings, trying to study the drivers, trying to maybe even study the machine, trying to find its limitations and knowing what you can do and what you cannot do. What has been your race this far, buddy?
Well, there's a lot of people that's making a lot of mistakes. I'm trying to be aware of them ahead, but it's just not working out for me.
Oh, very, very sorry to hear about that. And we noticed you were kind of making moves there past the halfway mark there, Dakota. Is there anybody you're working with? Anybody, any partner in crime tonight?
Actually, my guy that I'm supposed to be working with is actually out of town right now, so hopefully next week he'll be here and we'll be working together.
Oh, 10-4, that is very, very good to hear. Next week, transferring or moving to Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Dakota, once again, thank you want to welcome you to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N Series and Extreme Motorsports 99 in general. Thank you for racing tonight, and we really hope you enjoy your stay, buddy. With the amazing drivers here, amazing people.
Yes, sir, I've learned that tonight, and I would just like to thank Colby Eye Paints. I'm praying for Cameron's wife. She's actually in the hospital. Actually right now, and I'd like to thank Advanced Auto Parts.
Oh, 10-4, and ladies and gentlemen, let's keep Cameron's wife in our thoughts and prayers as she's in the hospital, like Dakota talked about, and everything will be okay. Well, Dakota, you are now back 1 to green, so see you in victory lane before too long, buddy.
Hope so, thank you.
And that was the 98 of Dakota Craig in the 13th place spot, but we are now back 1 to green, and once we go green, we'll be having a 9-lap shootout, so 9-lap shootout to come, still being led by 05 of Tommy Amasi, Chris Gillam behind him. On the outside is Damian Crump being pushed by the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton. Going green this time by pace car, dips off the green flag, flies 05 Amasi, puts down the floorboard. 52 of Chris Gillam is right there with him. 44 of Damian Crump tries to give him a little bit of bump to slow them down, but so far does seem to be pulling on them as they are approaching turn number 1, and that 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton will follow. But keep in mind that Chris Gillam unfortunately has some heavy front end damage and seems to be struggling to get up to speed, and so far he is still trying his best. Jason Eisenhower is working both lanes, trying to figure out which lane to go into. The inside line, he most likely will be boxing if he stays there. If he goes high, he most likely has a higher chance of making some moves, but keeping in mind that we didn't really see the outside line come into play all race long tonight this far. So maybe the inside just might be the place to be. 18 Rick Mason so far being pushed by the 47 of Dirk Staliker. Dirk has some damage on that machine and is trying his best to play catch up. 31 and Riley back in this mix from 24th place to 9 as we speak.
Now, Sean, we're coming to the nitty-gritty. 8 laps to go. We all know lap 85 ends the race, but lap 81, if there's a flag, that is going to end the race under yellow. So we are now 8 laps remaining here in the season kickoff.
Oh yeah, if the caution comes out here in the next 3 laps, there the race will be over. That will end the race under caution is what we're trying to say. And 47 Dirk Staliker right now trying to make some moves as we speak. We have a 3-car push on the outside line. We have 49 of Timothy Hamlet back up here in the top 5 behind the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton, who in turn is behind the previous race leader from a while back, 44 of Damian Crump, and 52 of Chris Gillam, despite his damages, still being able to keep the 05 of Tommy Massey with the lead of the inside line. Has Damian Crump slingshot engaged off turn 2, 1-2-2 Andrew Singleton, 49 of Timothy Hamlet, 36 Jason Eisenhower as well jumps the outside to make it a 4-car battle on the outside against it's going to be 4v2 so far here for the race lead. Looks like on the inside line as well in the turns they do end up propelling, but off turn for Damian will clear the inside.
Yeah, looks like that outside is finally getting that good push there as they are side by side here coming out of the turn. So that outside lane is starting to pick up here as we are now coming to 6 laps to go.
Yeah, they do take a driver 3 wide, 1-2-2. Andrew Singleton goes from front to back in a hurry. Very unfortunate. He got shuffled out, but he falls back in line. He will be the fourth machine, fourth driver on the outside line. And so far, everybody's now getting more bunched up than ever before. The inside line, the 52 of Chris Gillum being pushed by the 18 of Rick Mason coming out of nowhere. 44 of Damian Crump does suffer a little bit due to the 1-2-2 of Andrew Singleton pulling out of line like we had seen. 18 of Mason gets into makes contact with 49. Oh, contact up front. 52 of Chris Gillum goes around, including the 49. Holy cow, that's going to be a big wreck. We are under caution with 5 laps to go. And yes, we will have another shootout, at least a 1 to 2 lap shootout. But let's back it up on Chris Gillum and see what happened.
Looks like the 52 just come around, and man, that is going to take a lot of our front runners out. Highly unfortunate there, as we were going to look here at different angles here. Bad bump from the 18 on the 52. 52 goes around. Jason Eisenhower also involved in that. The 19, the 65. Yeah, that's going to be a bad night for a lot of these drivers. But the good thing is they got 2 drop weeks and still a lot of season left to go.
Absolutely, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. But fortunately enough, some drivers were able to get past that and will still be in it to win it. But going back up, and speaking of drivers who survived that, Tommy Massey is one of the drivers. Damian Crump, Andrew Singleton, Garrett Helmlinger, including the 47 of Dirk Staliker, and that so far does round up the top 5. And yeah, Dave, we should expect a 1 to 2 lap shootout.
It's going to be close. It's possible this is going to end the race here as they've just caught up to the pace car with just 4 laps to go. So we're going to keep an eye on this lead pack and that pace car to see if that's going to end it under caution. At the very least, we may have a 1 lap shootout here for the checkered.
Oh, fingers crossed. Having the race end as it is would be a very good thing. It's gonna make all 5 Tommy Massey smile. But having that 1 lap shootout, that does threaten his current race lead, or his throne, I should say, so far here in tonight's race. And for the back in the pack, we actually have Thomas Jarvis Jr. Thomas Jarvis Jr. is the first driver 1 lap down, so Thomas Jarvis should be able to get the wave around the pace car. This time by that lucky dog. Let's see. First start finish line this time by. No, doesn't look like it. Oh, actually, yes, he puts down the floor. No. Yeah, he is getting the wave around the pace car back on the lead lap on lap number 83 with 3 laps remaining. Great job to Thomas Jarvis Jr. getting the wave around the pace car back on the lead lap with less than 5 laps to go. So far, only 10 drivers on the lead lap. Tommy Massey, Damian Crump, Garrett Hemlinger, Andrew Singleton, Dirk Staliker, Ralph Vandervorst, Chris Voiles, Andrew Riley, Adam Eisenhower, including Chris Gillum. The top 10 drivers on the lead lap. Gary Woobot, Rick Mason, Timothy Hamlet, Jason Eisenhower, Dakota Craig, Andy Starcher, Brian Wasserman, Leandro Castro, including Jay Pryor, all being shown 1 or more laps down. Very unfortunate indeed for these drivers, but I look forward to them having a better race next week for round 2 at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Advocare 500 here by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro Can-Am Series.
Well, so we are 3 laps to go, Sean. Well, here's the moment of truth. If these pace lights do not get shut off this time around, this race is officially going to end under caution. So we are keeping an eye on the pace car to see if we are going to get a 1 lap shootout here for the checkered flag.
Yep, fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Moment of truth. Let's see what happens. Oh, Dave, you are right, and I was wrong, as usual. The pace lights do stay on. This race will end under caution. Tommy Amasi will bring this thing home and challenge. Great job, Tommy Amasi. Damian Crump second, Garrett Hamlinger third, Andrew Singleton fourth, and Derek Staliker in the 5th place spot on official results. So here, once we cross the start-finish line, once checkered flag flies, we will get the final results of tonight's race. And the heavy movers tonight: Ralph Vanderforst from 25th place to 6th, Andrew Riley 24th to 8th, Adam Eisenhower 27th to 9th, Thomas Jarvis Jr. 21st to 11th, and Dakota Craig from 22nd to 13th, including Andy Starcher, who gained 10 spots overall from 28th place to the 18th place position. And absolutely, Pat T, all these new drivers have done a great job tonight, making their first race a very memorable race, a race to remember right here. And with how they performed tonight here at Daytona, just makes me wonder exactly what they have in store for us coming up in the here in the near future as the season goes by, as the races come and go. Because the race is gonna gets nothing but better with every single week, knowing that these drivers are pretty much getting used to each other, getting used to each other's driving styles, knowing what they can and cannot do around certain drivers. So that will also play somewhat of a factor when it comes down to it. And for the new viewers out there in the chat, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We are bringing you live. You are watching the Daytona 85 by the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro K&N series. That is Daytona 85 by ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro K&N series. And for all those viewers interested in being a driver, being behind the wheel of one of these beasts, these machines, go to their website, ExtremeMotorsports99.com, drop the first E in Extreme, start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. On Monday nights, they run a Pro K&N series, including a road series. Tuesday nights, they run Camping World Truck Series. Wednesday nights, Xfinity Series. And Thursday nights, they run a Cup Series. And also not to forget the upcoming Dirt Series that they have here in the near future. So you guys can join either of those based on your experience and including your preferences, because they place you in series based on how much experience you have. So basically, you can pretty much think of it as Pro K&N series might be the beginners, while the Cup series is the elite or the best of the best. Basically, it just gets the more experience you have, the higher they place you in a higher series you're placed in. So once again, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Exiting turn 4 this time by Tommy Amasi will bring this thing home unchallenged at pace speed 80 miles an hour. That is 80 mph. Great job by all these drivers. Amazing first race of the season. What a heck of a way to begin the season. As 44 of Damian Crump gives him a love tap there before the start-finish line, and the white flag has finally flown. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers and a special guest as well. Tommy Amasi, Damian Crump, and Garrett Hamlinger. The top 3 drivers, and Andrew Singleton and Dirk Staliker rounding up the top 5. So stay tuned as we're about to see a smoke show from the 05 of Tommy Amasi, tonight's race winner.
All right, I can relax now. That was wild, but it was fun. Some troubles, but it was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Tommy Amasi, the camera is all yours, so please blind us.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, having a win. I didn't expect that. I just kind of wanted to run up front all night long and be there at the end.
Well, actually, it sounds like it worked out. And we talked about how Tommy, last season you seem to have been a driver who stayed in the back of the pack for more than half the race and came up to the front towards the very end. But tonight you came up front early on and stayed up front all race long and finished up front. But how's your race and how's your experience for the first race of the season?
Oh yeah, I'm stoked about winning. But yeah, we had a plan. I wanted to stay up front. I didn't want to be back there in case there were some options for to avoid the trouble. But yeah, and luck played in tonight because there was some trouble, and I just got fortunate and didn't get caught up in any of it and kept my nose clean.
Oh, copy that. We are glad that machine came back in one piece. Well, you've sustained a little bit of scratches here and there, but Rabin is racing, and great performance on your part once again. And from last season, man, what do you think basically what from last season are you gonna carry over to this season to better your chances or improve your chances to having a better season than you did last season?
I think more or less to try to go back and review the races I ran last season and see where I can pick up a little bit more speed and just more practice, get myself prepared for the races each week.
Oh, 10-4, brother. That is all you can do. And next week we are shifting gears. Tommy going from Super Speedway Daytona to Atlanta Motor Speedway. With that said, what are your expectations for that track? Do you think you can win twice in a row?
It's going to be a feat to try to do, but I do like Atlanta. I usually run really good at Atlanta, so anything can happen.
Oh, copy that. Well, congratulations on your success tonight, Tommy. And any final words before we let you go?
Appreciate your broadcasting. It's phenomenal to listen and watch your broadcasts. I mean, it's just it makes a big difference for us as racers, and also to the league for having putting on such great races and having some good drivers with us.
Oh, Tommy, we want to thank you for the kind words and want to congratulate you once again on your first win, making history tonight, having the first win here of the season, which means it's a lot more light shedded upon your whole entire race season to come. So we look forward to seeing more great performances from you and your teammates. So, buddy, go celebrate and see you again next week at Atlanta.
10-4. All right.
And that was 05 Tommy Amasi, but next in line is the second place driver, 44 of Damien Crump, returning driver. He was a 12 last season. Get a cup there, Damien?
Read you guys loud and clear.
How you doing tonight?
A little bit shaken up after seeing a couple wrecks happen in front of me, but doing good. Second place, can't complain.
Oh, 10-4. And Damien, tonight you were able to lead a couple of laps. We want to congratulate you on that. And I need to ask this question because we were very curious about what was going on. We seemed to... basically, the outside line did not seem to be the place to be tonight. That's never been a factor. That's never happened before at Daytona in our history of broadcasts. What was going on with the outside line tonight?
Well, I would always have either Andrew Singleton or another person push me, but I don't think he had any help behind him, or cars were just too squirrely and not staying in line, which is causing a disruption in the draft, which is what's causing the outside line not to pick up like it was. But I wasn't going to leave Andrew like that, so I just decided to stay out there, because after a couple of more laps, we would get a run, waited for him to get down, and that's what got me the lead and kept me the lead in the middle of the race, but it didn't seem to plan out this time.
Oh, copy that, brother. It was still a successful night on your part. Great start to the season right here at Daytona International Speedway. But next week as well, we're shifting gears, going to Atlanta Motor Speedway. And with that said, what do you feel you have to do to be successful there?
If anything last season has taught me, you gotta ride around on the bottom, make sure you take care of your tires, and of course always stay out of trouble, and possibly fuel mileage might come into play a little bit.
Oh, yep, that is always a given. But once again, congratulations on your success tonight, Damien. We look forward to this momentum carrying over and maybe even doubling, so it can be one spot higher next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Oh, but any final words or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Oh, I'd just like to thank my sponsors, the Florida Driving Safety and Highway Motor Vehicles. We actually had a trooper, Andy Ortega, that got hit when he was just doing a laser detail, so we want to do a shout out to him, you know, and take care of his family and this time of need. So glad to bring the Florida car in second place here at Daytona, which is in Florida, so which is like 4 hours away from my house. So just wanted to do that quick shout out and all my friends that have got me here.
Great job. Congratulations on your success tonight, Damien. And we look forward to seeing that machine in victory in the podiums and victory lane more often with the upcoming races, and especially next week's race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Well, buddy, you earned your podium finish tonight. Go celebrate, and we look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta.
All right. Can't wait to hear from you guys next week.
And that was 44 of Damien Crump. But next in line is the driver we actually spoke to. That was the last driver we spoke to tonight. Well, one before last, Garrett Helmlinger. We talked about how we might be seeing him back in the Dre broadcasting booth, and yes, it has come true. Garrett, you get a cup there, bud?
Oh, I do.
Well, Garrett, your wish has come true. You are back here in the Dre broadcasting booth. First of all, congratulations on your success for your first race with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Pro Can-Am Series, and your first race with Extreme Motorsports for that matter. Very, very nicely done on your part. But give us a rundown of the action that went on after we let you go.
Well, I wasn't expecting to be talking to you, but just kind of ran it low, looked out for it, and then it happened. And then I was expecting to crash there because I slid up back into the track and I got about a couple feet off the wall, but was able to save it and ended up lucking my way into a third. I'll take it. Daytona, first race of the season, first race here in Extreme. I'll take it.
Oh, absolutely, most definitely. And Garrett, what do you feel was your most tricky part about tonight's race? Basically, but what do you think was the trickiest part about tonight's race for you?
Probably the trickiest part would be avoiding the accidents. I got caught up in a few of them that weren't my fault. None of them my fault, but I got involved in 3 accidents. Nothing bad. Got the fast repairs out of the way, and then got some damage on the last one that damaged me, and I wasn't expecting to do much, but was able to limp it home and with the cautions bring it home in third.
Yeah, great driving on your part indeed, and we are glad that you were able to avoid all the obstacles, all those machines wrecking in front of you, right before you, side by side with you, behind you, and all around you pretty much, and you were able to have an amazing first race right here at Daytona International. With that said, do you look forward to, should we expect this momentum to carry over once again to next track?
Hopefully. I'd say Atlanta's probably my worst of the Texas, Charlotte, Atlanta sister tracks, but it's my favorite kind of track to race on, the D-shaped oval, so I'm looking forward to it. Definitely going to take advantage of all the practice I get, but I am looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun.
Congrats on your success tonight once again, Garrett, and before we let you go, any final words or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, give a shout-out to 49. I don't even know how to say his last name. Tim Hamlet. He helped me out a lot tonight. Me and him ran around together in the beginning and got separated at the end. Didn't really scout each other out just to avoid anything bad that could have happened in both of our races. But and shout out to him. Shout out to all my friends who watched, and shout out to everybody in the league for making this such an enjoyable experience.
Well, Garrett, we are glad you had an amazing first race with the Extreme Motorsports 99. We look forward to you having more amazing races and even better races here to come. We look forward to seeing your momentum doubling so you can be able to get 2 spots higher next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And buddy, you earned your success tonight. And we look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Have a good night and go celebrate.
All right, y'all too.
And that was the 94 of Garrett Hemlinger. And next in line is a special guest, 28 of Chris Voiles, with that Hardy's paint scheme, that Hardy's machine, finishing in 7th place of a starting second. You got a cup there, Chris?
Yeah, Sean, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
How about that race?
Amazing race indeed, but Seemed as though you had some bad luck there a couple of times, Chris, but you were able to still pull through that. But tell us about your experience tonight for your first race.
That was a good experience. We raced well. Good experience for Bandit Motorsports. Their debut in the K&N series. We sweep the front row, so we're happy about that. And we had a good run there. We were able to avoid most of the big stuff at the first half of the race, but I got caught up in a few things there and kind of hindered me back. But I rallied back, got up to 7th. That'll work.
Almost definitely. And Chris, you've come from last season. You came from the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series, and this season racing as well here in the Pro K&N series. Which machines do you prefer? Basically, what differences have you noticed between the two machines, the truck and the K&N car?
The truck by far is more stable than this car. This car wanders around in the draft, buffering in the wind. It doesn't turn in the corner when you think it should sometimes, and sometimes it just turns in. Now the truck is real stable. You turn it, it turns in. You don't really have to worry too much about it washing up the track. But this car here it's a challenge. If you're not ready for it, it's a challenge to drive, I think.
Oh man, I can only imagine it will be quite a learning curve for you by the sounds of it, but with no doubt you will be able to adapt and start taking more names, even more names than you did tonight here in the next upcoming races. Well, Chris, what are your expectations for next week's race? We noticed your teammate, Wally Tierheimer, had some bad luck tonight.
Yeah, he had some bad luck. Atlanta's a good track for me. I like Atlanta. Wally does good at Atlanta, so I expect us to hopefully be up front and challenge him for the win there. We just run into a little bad luck tonight, but that's how these super speedways go. It's either you do or you don't.
Yeah, very, very nicely said. Said like a pro. And once again, Chris, congratulations on your success tonight. And we look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And before we let you go, any final words or shout outs you'd like to give?
I want to give a shout out to the admins for putting on the race. Excellent job tonight. You, Sean, for broadcasting, and David for having the broadcast there. I mean, it's just a wonderful experience for everybody, I think, and all the fans watching. I hope they enjoyed it. I hope we put on a good show for them.
Congratulations once again on your success tonight, Chris, and we will look forward to, we also want to once again, first of all, welcome you, I don't know why I forgot this, but welcome you to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N series coming from the Truck Series. Hope you enjoy your stay. It's full of amazing drivers. We look forward to seeing you up front. Well, good luck to you, buddy, next week. You don't need the luck, but we'll see you next week, buddy, and go celebrate.
Thanks, Sean, and thanks, Wally, thanks to my teammate for being there for me tonight.
And that was Chris Voyles. That rounds up interviews. Tommy Amasi, Damian Crump, Garrett Hemlinger, and Chris Voyles, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 7th, respectively. Well, Dave, that was an amazing first race of the first race here of the season at Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona 85 with the Extreme Motorsports 99 and by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. I don't even know what else to ask for, but it was an amazing race. Enjoyed every single bit of it. And we look forward to seeing all these drivers back again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Advocare 500. Any thoughts there, Dave?
Well, it was a great kickoff to the season. I'm looking forward to watching these guys grow. It's going to be a blast. We got to see it last year with the inaugural season here in the K&N. I also want to thank Extreme Motorsports 99.com, Rick Donovan, all the admins, Don Kidder Jr., Vern Bradley, all the admins out there for allowing Dre Broadcasting to come back and be a part of this family here with Extreme Motorsports 99.com.
We can never thank them enough. At the same time, we also would like to thank you, the viewers out there, the new and old. For the new viewers, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. To the existing viewers, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network, and thank you for coming back every single week, or I should say race after race, to support the Dre Broadcasting Network and every single league we broadcast, including the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Pro K&N series, including the Camping World Truck Series. We can never thank you guys enough. Our next race, once again, is next week, the Advocare 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's a whole different track, a whole different beast. It's a driver's track that will require a lot more I should say a lot more, I don't want to say skill, but I guess skill is a good way to put it. A lot more skill than it did here tonight at Daytona International. It's a lot less dependent on draft and more dependent on having those perfect exits and getting good runs on your opponents and the drivers all around you. The next broadcast will be tomorrow night. ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series season opener Daytona 85 right here at Daytona International Speedway with the trucks. Just like Chris Voza talked about, the trucks have been known to be a lot more stable, so you should expect to see also amazing racing from them as they try to dethrone the existing champion, the 6 of Tom Wetmore, who as well will not be able to defend his throne due to being advanced into higher series, the Xfinity Series, including the Cup Series. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly behind the cameras. We look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow night for the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series right here at Daytona. Have a good night and thanks for watching.